Welcome back. You are watching the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship 2022 live on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. And the second quarter final of the day brings us to the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati, where Chhattisgarh facing off against Arunachal Pradesh. More on that in a while, but it has been a tournament of massive surprises. Recent addition to its new chapter have been Manipur's elimination from the tournament earlier in the day against Bihar. Despite taking the lead a couple of times, Bihar managed to come from behind, kept their composure, shown excellent character, and in fact, it was their number 9, Lucky, scoring the winner on the 87th minute mark. And this is how things started. Babita Devi giving Manipur the lead within the first 15 minutes of the game, rounding off the goalkeeper. And this was the equalizer from Shruti. Bihar was back on level terms, and that is how the first half ended 1-all. Both the teams have had their moments in front of goal, but this is how the second half started. A scintillating strike from Sanjita, Manipur regaining the lead. At that point of time, it seemed like it was semi-finals quite easily, but Bihar had other plans, and this is how Sharbana Khatun, the skipper, scoring the equalizer, followed by this particular header from Lucky, sealing the deal for Bihar. So, elimination from the competition, and Arunachal Pradesh remains the only flag bearers for the northeastern states in this competition. On to today's game, as I mentioned, it has been a tournament of surprises. It is really surprising to see Chhattisgarh and Pradesh qualify into a lot of players. We saw Gaiman Nikum play for Rajasthan United in the league, and he is a call up from the India under national camp. And Arunachal Pradesh, they topped Group D, collecting 7 points from 3 matches, and they started with a 2-0 victory, followed by a 1-all draw against Himachal Pradesh. Game they defeated Goa by 3-0 quite comprehensively. This is their group standings. Arunachal Pradesh 7 points from 3 games. Himachal Pradesh couple of points falling short of the league leaders and eventually not managing to make their way into the knockout stage. Maintained a difference of +5. They scored 6 goals and conceded on group stages. Arunachal Pradesh. And now getting on to Chhattisgarh, almost a similar kind of record. They also collected 7 points from 3 matches with 2 wins and a draw. They started their campaign with a 1-all against, followed by a 3-0 victory against Uttar Pradesh, where Ripika Koram scored. Not to forget particularly Ripika Koram. She's been the only player with Hero Indian Women League and also in the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship at the same game. It was a 3-1 victory for Chhattisgarh against Karnataka, and this time getting on the score sheet with the brace. Ripika, of course, is the side's top goal scorer with 3 goals from 3 matches. It was quite good to see Company coming out, state and part of Indian football in the Hero Indian Women's League. And though they finished at the bottom part, that attracted a lot of aspiring players from the particular state of Chhattisgarh. And now their team making it will draw greater interest for this particular sport in Chhattisgarh. Gone into this with a 4-4-2 with Meena Kashyap, who will be between the sticks. As I can see, Arpita, Sakshi, and Payal Kawasi all starting for Chhattisgarh. Arpita, all of them are part of Mata Rukmani in the Hero Indian Women's League. It is absolutely magnificent and refreshing to see Ripika Koram score in the Hero Indian Women's League. Platform to rub shoulders with the senior girls in Indian magnitude than this particular tournament. But in terms of sporting talents, there's raw talents. Coming on to Arunachal Pradesh, as I read, it is 4-2-3-1 with Tamo Kunia keeping her place between the sticks, and Marmi and Tadar Murray will be providing the defensive cushion to the four, and Gianni in a slight on the right, and Angel Tayang to the left. And Angel Tayang is the side of goals, 3 goals. She scored a wonderful against Sikkim, and Anna, of course, was the side's hero against Goa in this game. So it's going to be quite a battle between these two teams, and it will be interesting to see which team wins the midfield battle here. Indira Gandhi.
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम।
गुड आफ्टरनून।
वेलकम। क्वार्टर फाइनल्स में पहली बार छत्तीसगढ़ की टीम पहुंची है, तो ये प्लेयर्स के लिए कितना ज़्यादा मोटिवेटिंग फैक्टर है कि इस टूर्नामेंट में अच्छा परफॉर्म करके छत्तीसगढ़ की बाकी और यंग एस्पायरिंग प्लेयर्स हैं उनके लिए कि इसको प्लेयर्स को देखें और आगे आके पार्टिसिपेट करें टूर्नामेंट्स में।
छत्तीसगढ़ की टीम पहली बार क्वालिफाई की है, तो इसको देख के तो हमारी छत्तीसगढ़ की टीम और ज़्यादा मोटिवेट होगी। इसको देख के हमारे जो नए प्लेयर्स हैं वो भी और ज़्यादा मोटिवेट होंगे। ये इनका फर्स्ट टाइम है और सारे बच्चे अपना 100% दे रहे हैं, आगे भी अपना 100% देंगे और कोशिश रहेगी कि ये टीम भी हमारी जीत जाए।
तो मैम, आज हमारा मैच अरुणाचल प्रदेश से, उनका और आपके स्टैट्स कंपेयर किए जाएँ तो दोनों ने 7 पॉइंट्स किए थे। उन्होंने 6 गोल स्कोर किए, आपने 7 गोल स्कोर किए और दोनों सिंगल गोल्स कंसीड किया है पूरे ग्रुप स्टेज में। तो आज काफ़ी इवन मैच दिखाई दे रहा है ऑन पेपर। ऑन पेपर जो स्टैट्स हैं उनको ग्राउंड पे किस तरीके से रेप्लिकेट या किस तरीके से हम उसको प्रूव करने वाली है टीम, उसके बारे में क्या तैयारी है?
अरुणाचल प्रदेश अच्छी टीम है, तो छत्तीसगढ़ भी अच्छी टीम है। दोनों के बीच में अच्छे मुकाबला होंगे। अब वो स्कोर पे डिपेंड करेगा। हमारा तो यही कोशिश रहेगा कि हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा स्कोर करें ताकि हमारी टीम विन कर सके। बाकी रिजल्ट पे डिपेंड करता है।
पिछले 2 से 3 महीने के अंतराल में हमने देखा है कि छत्तीसगढ़ से IWL में भी माता रुक्मणी देवी फुटबॉल क्लब ने रिप्रेजेंट किया, छत्तीसगढ़ के प्लेयर्स उभर के आ रहे हैं और अब यहाँ पर भी छत्तीसगढ़ क्वार्टर फाइनल्स में आया और एक अच्छा टफ कॉम्पिटिटर रहा है सभी के लिए। तो इससे हमें क्या आगे आने की संभावनाएं दिख रही हैं? आगे आने वाले समय में क्या छत्तीसगढ़ से और ज़्यादा प्लेयर्स निकल के आएंगे जिनको चांस मिल सकता है इंडिया कैंप अटेंड करने का, इंडिया में रिप्रेजेंट करने का?
जी बिल्कुल, क्योंकि अभी हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ हमारे लिए ज़्यादा ही सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से हमारी ज़्यादा लड़कियों की टीम निकलते जा रही है और इसकी वजह से अभी IWL में भी हमारी लड़कियां प्रेजेंट की है, अपना अच्छा परफॉर्म दी है और उसका रिजल्ट अभी भी देख रहे हैं आप कि अच्छा ही जा रहा है। कोशिश रहेगी कि आगे भी अच्छा ही जाए।
थैंक यू सो मच ज्योति मैम एंड ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सो मच।
As she rightly mentioned, Arunachal Pradesh coming into the can say Mizoram. It was quite a surprise to see Mizoram getting knocked the competition and failing to make into the knockout stages, even though both the sides collected equal number of points, but Chhattisgarh edging around in. And now we will move on to what the Arunachal Pradesh.
हमारे साथ हैं तारशुम्पी मैम, असिस्टेंट मैनेजर अरुणाचल प्रदेश। गुड मॉर्निंग एंड वेलकम मैम।
Good morning. My name is Tarsumpi and assistant coach.
सो तारशुम्पी मैम, दोनों टीम के स्टैट्स देखें छत्तीसगढ़ के और आपके बहुत सिमिलर्स हैं, सिमिलर पॉइंट्स हैं, सिमिलर गोल स्कोर किए हैं, तो एक कॉम्पिटिटिव मैच दिखने को मिल रहा है ऑन पेपर। उस पेपर का जो हमें स्टैट्स दिख रहे हैं उसको ऑन ग्राउंड किस तरीके से रेप्लिकेट करने का क्या प्लान है, उस पर कुछ बात कर सकते हैं?
दोनों टीम तो इक्वली स्ट्रांग हैं, ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रांग होकर ही क्वार्टर तक आया है दोनों टीम। तो अभी सिचुएशन ऐसा है डू और डाई ना, हम लोग किसी को इजी नहीं छोड़ सकते एंड ऑब्वियसली हम लोग अपना ओपोनेंट को हमेशा हम लोग रेस्पेक्ट करता है। तो ओपोनेंट हो गया, इट डजंट मीन कि हम लोग को लड़ उड़ के जीतना है और मैच का रिजल्ट जो भी हो हम लोग एक्सेप्ट करता है, भले वो हारो जीतो। जीतेगा भी एक्सेप्ट करेगा, हारेगा भी एक्सेप्ट करेगा और हारेगा तो हम लोग अपना सेटिस्फाई से हारेगा। थैंक यू।
सो मैम, हमने पूरे टूर्नामेंट में अभी तक देखा है कि एज अ कलेक्टिव टीम एफर्ट अरुणाचल प्रदेश की तरफ से देखने को मिला है। एज सच कोई ऐसा नहीं रहा कि एक सिंगल प्लेयर या 2-3 प्लेयर्स ने उसको किया हो। तो एज अ टीम, डिफेंसिव यूनिट एंड मिडफील्ड यूनिट एंड अटैकिंग यूनिट, कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है सबका कलेक्टिव खेलना?
ऑब्वियसली एक टीम होकर खेलना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। एक ये ग्रुप गेम है तो उसमें इंडिविजुअल आप जितना स्किलफुल होने से भी कुछ होने वाला नहीं है जब तक आप लोग का टीम कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं होगा। तो एक होता है मतलब अंडरस्टैंडिंग ना होना पड़ता है, टीम कॉम्बिनेशन। विदाउट टीम कॉम्बिनेशन यू कैन डू एनीथिंग इन दिस फील्ड, नो। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम एंड ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
थैंक यू।
as well as they collected the loose balls and went on to sharp counter attacks, but the result didn't go their way. Karnataka defenders were being kept on their toes by Chhattisgarh in the game, and they finished the Group B with 7 points. Side, they looked quite composed in the second half. In that game against Uttar Pradesh, that was their second group game, and found some good breakthroughs in the 72nd minute. They almost took the lead from the attempted cross from the right, but now it's all about making statement for that, and they need the likes of Bindu Telam, Payal Kawasi, Ripika Koram to click together today against a very strong and gritty Arunachal side. And so this is the team warming up. Ripika Koram surely is going to be the cog in the wheel in terms of how Chhattisgarh goes forward. And talking about Arunachal, a sudden rise in form followed by firing striking line. Arunachal Pradesh will look to continue with their winning mentality when they take on Chhattisgarh in the quarterfinal this evening here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. And Arunachal Pradesh have had a successful season so far with 2 wins and a draw to their name. And Keeper Bharat admitted that with matches coming thick and fast, maintaining a decent squad depth is key. And with an entirely new contingent and some popular domestic names, the Highlanders have left no stone unturned as they attempt to assemble a huge and highly competitive squad. Well, hello and welcome to the second quarter final. And it could not be a game of a starker contrast as Chhattisgarh takes on Arunachal Pradesh at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati to kickstart proceedings in the knockout, which will determine who will crown the champions of India. My name is Sohan Poddar, and Paki Arunachal Pradesh up against a team that has made its name in holding some of the finest young talents in recent times. Well, let's get on to the lineup for this evening. Jyoti Yadav, as I hear, is going with a 4-4-2. And Arpita and Pinky is expected to start up alongside each other. Ripika Koram played in the Hero Indian when she Arunachal again essential on the score sheet. And how can we forget the quality of that player? She might be hitting big form at the right time, and she will be the player to stop Chhattisgarh over the last games. Started to look more comfortable in their clothes. Their potential still under, and today they like to look for the biggest win in the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship was the 3-0 victory over Uttar Pradesh. Ripika and Bindu were on the score sheet that evening, and all of them is in the matchday squad, and 2 of them are flash, and more importantly, records at stake and a win as well. There is no attack, but more importantly, they're learning how to ride the storms of attacks from the opposition. They're learning that defending is much of an art as attacking, and that ability to contain the steam in this pressure cooker of a title race will be tested once more here. And the referee for today's game is Mahi Tudu. She is going to be the man in the middle, and she's going to be assisted by Jyoti Gaur and Abhirami T. And the fourth official for today's game is Usha, the match commissioner, Kimberly Miranda, and referee assessor Andrew Shekhar. And now, time for team news. Jyoti Yadav has gone with 4-4-2, as I have mentioned before, for Chhattisgarh, and continues with the same shape. Changed though as expected. Shakshi comes in for Bindu and Amanjeet Payal can place in midfield. The response front belongs to Pinky. Bindu is benched due to a slight niggle, even though they have enough on the pitch to trouble Arunachal Pradesh on the break. And the last 3 games was wonderful for Ripika as she led the team into the top spot, and it has been an up and down run of games for her. But Payal Kawasi has a model of consistency down the middle, filling in, tracking back, running, creating so much on her shoulders this evening. The likes of Bindu Telem and Megha Telem as well. Got a lot of names on as it makes no changes from the side which beat Goa 3 days ago. Tamo in goal, Murmi and Tadar Murray and Gianni make up the midfield three. There are the starts for Esseng Purton as well, as she looks to find the right balance for this one. Anna continues to get into the team, but it is that midfield of Gianni Murmi which will want to rest control in the middle of the park. The head coach Keeper Bharat knows it will not be easy for her counterpart. We'll see that. And potential debutants on the bench, Munlin Bora and Degu. They have all hoped to get some minutes as the head coach gets their players back up to speed. And so the numbers in this clash are not partial to one side. As they have walked out, we've seen stranger things happen when the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship gets to this point in the season. A wonderful coincidence being both the sides collected 7 points from their respective groups with 2 wins and a draw, and both of their draws ended 1-all. Keeper Bharat knows a couple of training sessions here and there and some videos as well as an evidence of what she wanted from this team since they have become better. The change in identity is there for all of them to see. And this is Keeper Bharat, the head coach of Arunachal Pradesh. He is getting the first real test of a knockout game. It will be interesting to see how they face off this particular challenge from Chhattisgarh. So we are all set here with the second quarter final and with the second game of the day. It was a pulsating victory for Bihar earlier in the day against Manipur, a 5 goals thriller. We will be hoping for something of that sort in this particular encounter as well. The fans are hoping for goals. So the referee blows the whistle and we are underway here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. And 2,220 kilometers separates these two teams in terms of the geographical location. A tournament sticks its sign which points towards a glorious future, and Jyoti Yadav will know it's all about following it through. And it gets tougher when you are on that road, and tougher in football is often better, and better breeds braver teams and bolder approaches, and today it is all about that and more. So lots of homegrown players, and both these sides in a way optimize not just playing football, aim of winning titles, but also develop the sport, develop the players in their own region, and that is the objective of this particular tournament. A corner taking shot from Arunachal Pradesh, cleared away quite comfortably by the Chhattisgarh defense line. It is out wide for Ripika Koram. Her first touch of the game, rolls it down the line, but the defender steps across. It's Nana putting it out to safety. In fact, it's been kept in play. Arunachal Pradesh, the team in blue. Chhattisgarh wearing yellow. And the first early chance and first real foray inside the Chhattisgarh box by the Arunachali side. Trying to make inroads. Chhattisgarh will want to test waters here before dipping their toes onto it. 1.5 odd minutes on the clock. We saw quick openings in the last encounter between Bihar and Manipur. And just a reminder, in case it ends in a draw within 90 minutes, then we move on to penalty shootout. No extra time here. No such clubs in the mainstream of Indian football from Arunachal Pradesh. No shortage of talent in this particular state. We saw that in the Hero I League this season. Rajasthan United having a couple of Arunachali players in their team, and Gumfe Rime is the state's legend when it comes to football, the goalkeeper who represented teams like HAL Bangalore, Shillong Lajong. With youth sports. Of how the construction player. Angel Tayang, and I battles the number. And she can be a very handy player this evening. Likes of Geeta, Payal Kawasi time and again will have to fall back and help out a full back partner and try and outnumber Angel Tawang. Very, very skillful. She's got the flair. A couple of good passes on her as well. An attempted flick on. This might open up for Chhattisgarh, for Arunachal. Me, well aware of the danger was Gunjan. And a first time clearance from them. But the ball is won back by Arunachal Pradesh inside the opposition's area. A good positional play from Arunachal Pradesh. She's slightly knocked off just above the halfway area. Murmi and Tadar Murray, the number 9 and number 11, will look to stabilize that defensive midfield region for Arunachal Pradesh, and Gianni will have the license to push forward and help with goals and assists. She need not to worry about what's happening behind her. She only got to focus about what's happening in front of her. Responsibility gonna lie on her shoulder to involve Anna and Angel Tawang into the game more often. Both the wingers have got good eyes for goals. We saw Anna scoring a brace against Goa. And Anjil Tawang got on the score sheet in all the 3 group games that Arunachal Pradesh have played in Group D. Maintaining that consistency of form. Talking about the weather conditions, it's much better here compared to what it was in the morning. It was absolutely pelting down in the first half of the day. But now the weather is much more forgiving here in the northeastern part of India. Football is the number 1 sport here. Getting a foot in was Gianni, almost sets up Aseng Purton. Just perhaps seeing more of the ball in this opening frame of the game. Arunachal Pradesh. Chhattisgarh just busy defending their lines. Just trying to establish control over proceedings. For all those dominance with the ball, Arunachal Pradesh got to try and produce something meaningful, something creative. They got to look for those adventurous top more often than not. It has been a very narrow system from Chhattisgarh. Only Pinky and Arpita up top. The four in midfield trying to stay closer to the defense. Is also creating a huge gap between the forward line and the attacking midfield. Arunachal Pradesh will certainly look to exploit that particular gap, and the goalkeeper made a horrendous mistake. That was an easy ball to gather. Butterfingers from the Arunachali goalkeeper Tamo Okunia gives away a corner to Chhattisgarh. The ball delivered, it's too high towards the near post. They cleared away quite comfortably. And now on the counter is Arunachal Pradesh. Got to stop it from going out, managing to do so. The pace eventually getting her there. And up top for Purton, wins the physical duel. She's got number 7 Anna for company. Anna cuts in to her right, goes for the shot, completely bobbles, and then runs straight into Pinky Kashyap. Carrying it into the attacking half. The ball eventually in no man's land. No problems this time for Tamo. Very, very lucky. Committed a mistake early on. Thankfully, not getting punished for that error. Arunachal Pradesh, they have it back. Tadar Murray. Out wide on the far left. It is Marmi. Marmi has got Geeta onto her, and Geeta quickly wins it off her as well. And now the number 6, Jyoti. She is under pressure. Looks to be the first proper attack for Chhattisgarh. It was her cross early on, causing a lot of issues inside the box. And this time her cross was nowhere near to the kind of delivery put in. And a half odd minutes on the clock. It's 0-0 between Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh. The second quarterfinal of the day. And the third quarterfinal tomorrow. Bengal will take on the mighty Haryana. In comes the cross in towards the near post. Collected quite comfortably. I was expecting that near post run, but just a fraction too late in making that run. The goalkeeper grabs hold of it. And Chhattisgarh in the win route to the quarter started off their campaign with that 1-0 against Mizoram and Payal Kawasi of the match. And they defeated Uttar Pradesh by. They've prepared for this particular encounter on the back of a 3-1 win over Karnataka, and that was their last group game. On the flip side, Arunachal Pradesh, they stepped into the quarterfinal by defeating Sikkim 2-0. Yumlam Lali and Anjal Tawang were scorers, a 1-1 then against Himachal Pradesh. And Anjal Tawang scoring the equalizer on the 59th minute mark in the second half. And they have overwhelmed Goa by 3-0. Quite an upsetting result. Goa is also another footballing powerhouse in India. Their recent results have not been satisfactory at the national level. We saw them lost to Gujarat during the Santosh Trophy qualifiers as well. Takes on the first challenge. And now infield for Anna. She's just slotting inside, taking that central role and occupying the space behind Assing-Purton. That seems to be the plan. And both the wingers, Angel Tawang and Anna, slotting infield to provide more width to the fullbacks in Anna and Jyoti. Whenever Anna and Jyoti, Murmi and Tadar Murray will look to fall back into defense and support the likes of Yaru and Maros. It's a classic 4-4-2 from Chhattisgarh. Arpita and Pinky. Both of them have been detached from midfield quite completely. This is one of the issues, as I have mentioned. The midfield force staying closer to defense, leaving a lot of gap, which is being exploited by Arunachal Pradesh so far. The balls aren't quite reaching the likes of Arpita and Pinky so far. Neither Sakshi or Amanjeet got to start breaking those lines in midfield and look to stretch play out wide and take help from Payal Kawasi and Ripika. And Meena Kashyap, the goalkeeper as well, she featured for Mata Rukmani in the Indian Women's League. It was quite a young team. They had to go through a lot of hardships. It is more of an ashram from the Bastar district. They do not have proper training facilities, do not have proper grounds to play football, but leaving behind all the hardships, managed to break free into the national stage. Always a sign of better things to come. The same can be said of Chhattisgarh. We saw a lot of players off late in women's category from the particular place of Chhattisgarh. That's a very clever back heel. Might be a shooting chance. Deflection falls luckily for the number 8. A shot on the turn and straight to the keeper. Meena Kashyap was perfectly placed. A quick shot on the turn from Angel Tayang, their main player up front. Despite a couple of yellow shots to her shoulder, she still managed to get the shot away on the half volley. Just lacked placement. It went straight at Meena Kashyap. So first quarter of an hour gone here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. Is 0-0 between Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh. Watching Giro YouTube of Indian football team. In case you're here, spread the word on social media. Showpiece event in Kiel later this year in the month of October. That is the Junior World Cup. It's going to be a massive competition for India. We've also hosted the men's under-17 FIFA World Cup back in 2017. This is just another edition. There's another feather in the cap for the All India Football Federation. And almost a half chance for Chhattisgarh. Pinky was interested for that one. Just couldn't quite get a touch on that. And now the door opens up down the left. Here's the first time ball in. just running away from Arpita, and the Arunachal defense is very alert. It is Anna, poked forward, but only towards a yellow shirt to clear. A very soft touch from Angel. And now she is on the run, looking to take on the number 11. What she brought down is the question here. Was that extended Gunjan? The referee went down. This time the Chhattisgarh to do just a quick look away. Almost half hot and appeals. Here's the free kick. A slightly lower trajectory, not finding its mark. This in modern day football. It's quite an important weapon for the teams to hurt the opposition in case going gets tough from open play. Pinky Kashyap on your screen. She marshaled the defense of Mata Rukmani. Got the exposure of playing against senior girls. Played against attackers like Manisha Kalyan, Dangmei Grace, El Shaddai. And that was quite an experience for trying to initiate moves for Arunachal Pradesh. And that is Southern Murray. And a chance. It's a low one, in fact. And that won't bother Chhattisgarh at all. It completely clears the danger without much fuss. Now she will look to take on Geeta, almost managing to do so. But the combination Gunjan and Geeta averted nothing so far going forward from the team in yellow. They are completely pegged back. They got to find the right combinations. Whenever the ball is in the middle with the yellow shirt, they're out of options and eventually giving the ball away to Arunachal Pradesh. They go forward with the full-backs and the wingers offering options right and left. Now throw-in taken. Give away from Arunachal, and here comes Chhattisgarh now. Dispossessed of the ball. Arunachal pushing it forward. It's a sensational pass into the feet of Angel Tawang. The move breaks down. 49-51, the ball possession. It's pretty close. But no No such clear-cut scoring opportunities for either of the sides. Just one mistake from Tamo Kunia and almost a chance for Chhattisgarh, which was not capitalized by Arpita via a low cross from the left-hand side. Arunachal Pradesh, meanwhile, showing a lot of intent pushing forward. The desire is clearly visible. In case they manage to get a goal here, we'll see them probably play with more confidence, a certain fluidity in their passing drills. It's never easy playing against some teams in Northeast itself, but Bihar earlier in the day doing the unthinkable by beating Manipur and setting examples for the others to follow as well. And that is the beautiful thing about this particular sport. On a given day, even the underdogs can knock down the favorites. There's going to be a change made by Arunachal Pradesh. At the number 4, Yumlam Lali will come on, and off goes the number 8, Burton. Lali scored against Sikkim. And that was a 2-0 victory for Arunachal Pradesh. And that was their first group game as well. The Group D winners taking on Group B winners in the second quarter final. A corner kick conceded very cheaply. And these are moments which could define moves, which could define moments. Arunachal Pradesh got to make sure they get the marking on point. In comes the corner. And headed away to safety. It comes right back into the mix. It clears all the players in field and trickles out for a goal kick. 25 minutes on the clock. It's been a pretty timid affair so far. The ball dropped into space, but only helps the goalkeeper instead. Chhattisgarh have scored 7 goals in the group stages. Most of them in the second half. They conceded a couple of goals. Goal difference of +5 was quite enough to edge Mizoram, who finished on equal number of points, but the goal difference of +4. It was a narrow escape for Chhattisgarh, to be honest, into the knockout stage. But playing a 1-1 against Mizoram speaks volumes of the kind of potential, of the kind of talent that Chhattisgarh possesses in their squad. Manipur and Mizoram, two very, very strong states when it comes to football, both in men's and women's category. The grassroots level programs prevailing in those two states are an example for the others to follow as well. The weather conditions in Assam will surely favor Arunachal Pradesh. And as a professional player, as a professional team, you've got to adjust quickly to different climatic changes. Try and dish out the brand of food which you want to. And Another high ball, just too high for Pinky. Escaping the first challenge, but this touch was too heavy for Tawang. And the ball retention has been a lot more quicker from Arunachal Pradesh. Three blue shirts onto Amanjeet Kaur. She lacked support and eventually gave the ball away. It is near the 20 yards area where the moves are breaking down for Arunachal Pradesh. The supply line is very much open. It's just the end product is missing. That missing piece got to be provided by Gianni, by Humnam Lali, the newcomer. The shouts of Lali Lali already from the technical area. She's a very busy player. The quick feed from Anna. That was a sharp turn. Strong defending from Pinky Kashyap once again. Proving to be the bridge between goal and the opposition. It is the number 4 for Arunachal. She's got silky skills. Pretty strong defensive display from Chhattisgarh. And the players just closing down the gap between each other, trying to squeeze every inch of space, try and suffocate and smother the Arunachali attackers by not giving them any space to breathe. Meanwhile, the referee blows whistle for the drinks break. And so it's 0-0 between Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh. And no joy in front of goal in the first half for both these teams. She is the assistant coach from Arunachal Pradesh. Play can resume with this throw-in. Tried to help it on. The defenders were very alert. And now Chhattisgarh looking to venture forward. Using the left flank, but there's no one in the middle. Both the centre backs, in fact, Yaro and Maros, are holding their positions quite well. Trying to sell one dummy to her marker. Not successful in the challenge. In fact, Geeta comes out on top. A nice one-touch build-up from Arunachal Pradesh. Neat little triangle trying to bulldoze her way through. It was the jersey number 4. And that was Yumlam Lali. And the stability in midfield is lacking from Chhattisgarh. And good to see the way Arunachal play, keeping the ball on the grass. It's a wonderful style of passing. It's certainly reaped dividends for Bihar when they inculcated that passing style in the second half. something which Manipur did in the first. They were pretty direct in the second half. Chhattisgarh, meanwhile, maintaining their discipline in defense, not going for the pressing ball, staying compact, only keeping Arpita and Pinky up top, trying to hit Arunachal Pradesh on a quick counter. That seems to be their plan. As you can see, all the yellow shirts inside their own half. And here comes Arunachal, the number 7, trying to create room for the shot. And away from Gunjan, back to the number 7. One touch build up, gaps opens up down the left, and then the shot was blocked. Gunjan to the rescue again for Chhattisgarh. It was a wonderful build up play between Angel Tayang and Anna. Those two combining again to good effect for Arunachal Pradesh. Just couldn't quite get the shot away. Lali leaves it for Angel to take over. Goes further behind towards Jyoti. The cross comes in towards the edge of the penalty area. Almost 20 yards from goal. He tried to arrange it for Gianni for a long range shot. That didn't quite work out. And on this occasion, Nana, she stays slightly loose and the girls in yellow quickly onto the ball and giving it away as well, just in the blink of an eye. Another loose pass. There's been a series of loose passes hampering the tempo of the game to some extent. Ranjit Tawang brings it down expertly and now sprinting past one challenge and threading it forward, and now she is through on goal, beats the keeper and the number 7, Anna, giving the lead to Arunachal Pradesh. What a wonderful stuff! Staggering down the hilly areas of Arunachal Pradesh into the mainland of Guwahati as she comes into the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium as she was born 300 kilometers from here and sets the game on fire. Wonderful through pass from Angel Tawang, and Anna making that particular chance count by beating the goalkeeper and placing it into the back of the net. And Arunachal Pradesh goes in front here in the second quarter final against Chhattisgarh. With 10 minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half. And almost picture perfect, that particular finish. What a story. This particular goal will surely set the tempo of this game. Surely set the pace. Now Chhattisgarh will have to come out of their shell. Arunachal Pradesh, they're just hungry for more. Anna got in the way. The ball is with Shakshi. Chhattisgarh attackers not getting involved more. We saw Ripika and Payal Kawasi involved more attackingly, but they're busy making interceptions this particular evening against Arunachal Pradesh. A slightly defensive mindset from Jyoti Yadav. They are defensive right from the off in this game. Just inviting Arunachal Pradesh to come at them. And the team in blue is all over the team in yellow at the moment. Lali was looking for Angel. Lally wins it back. She's got Angel to her left. Tried to pick out the goal scorer, Anna, instead. And you can see that switch and swap happening between Lally and Angel. And Angel very much the target man up top now, with Lally drifting onto the flanks. And more of an inside forward, Anna. And she loves coming into the middle to receive the ball in the final third. From her wide position. And checks back onto the right foot. And there's the cross. Completely missed. And cleaning up the danger. Here's Marmi. Defending in collective numbers, Arunachal Pradesh. They are working as a well-oiled machine here. And that is nicely done. Now the goal scorer. They're spreading it out wide. A long chase from Marmi. Jyoti getting there first. Putting it out of touch for a throw-in. It takes it quick. Wonderful nutmeg from Lally. Sensational stuff. She's come off the bench in the first half itself. Just trying to show what she is made of. With those two sitting midfielders in Marmi and Tadar Murray, it is giving greater control in midfield to Arunachal Pradesh. And Giovanni is having the freedom to push forward and outnumber the Chhattisgarh defense in the final third. Very much comfortable on the ball, Gianni. It's good to see the attackers not getting into each other's way. Both the centre backs, Yaro and Maros, prefers playing in a back three system. When the full backs push higher up the pitch. Full backs looking to combine with those two wingers in Anna and Angel. And at the same time also protect the wide areas. This is Jyoti Yadav. Her side is trailing here. With about 4.5 odd minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half. Anna moves it on. This is Angel. Anna. Is evading the challenge. Finds Angel in a central position. 35 yards out from goal. That was an attempted shot, but it almost turned into a pass for the chasing number 4, Yumlam Lali. Chhattisgarh also making a change. This is Bindu Telam comes on for Amanjeet. Let's see how this particular move works for Chhattisgarh. Now suddenly Arunachal defense will have a different kind of player to mark. Benduthilam likes charging directly at the opposition's defense, completely different to what Amanjeet Kaur offers. She is more of a physical player, excels in physicality and aerial prowess. Benduthilam is completely opposite to that game style. She offers more pace and agility. Quickly dislodged Sakshi. We saw how the Manipur defense got harassed by Bihar earlier in the day, and all those long balls and diagonal balls slicing the Manipur back line time and again throughout the second half. Will there be something, a similar kind of story in this particular game as well? Will we see Chhattisgarh putting up a stronger show in the second half? Well, only time has to answer. This is Chhattisgarh's linchpin in midfield. And just to give up on the chase, realizing it was a quite far out of reach. We've had no such stoppages in the first half. It's been a pretty smooth game, and no injuries to the players. It's been quite refreshing to see the players haven't gone down cramped up, despite the matches coming thick and fast. A sign of greater fitness. And so, a couple of minutes of added on to the regulated 45. Chhattisgarh down by a goal. 120 seconds time for them to go into the break, being on level terms with Arunachal Pradesh, but they are busy defending. It's been a tale of two contrasting styles in the first half. A skillful play here from the number 4. It's a wonderful pass for Angel. Angel takes it on to her left, but she committed a foul. Chhattisgarh defender. That was Pinky Kashyap, and maybe Angel Tawang used her hands. Yes, that was her hands onto her shoulder. She was stripped from behind. Pinky Kashyap, which is why the referee has blown the whistle. About 25 seconds remaining in this half. A half clearly dominated by Arunachal Pradesh. Towering header from Gunjan. This is Geeta. A misplaced pass. Chhattisgarh, this might well move off. And eventually, Jyoti getting stuck in. And for Arunachal Pradesh. And quickly on to the attack, this time with a flash of pace. A clean set of heels from Angel Toang. And she wins a corner kick for her efforts. And just at the stroke of half time, Arunachal Pradesh winning a corner kick here. Gunjan was made to work. It was quite a risky tackle from the number 11, and that's the half-time whistle from today's referee Mahil. So Arunachal Pradesh go into the break with a narrow 1-0 lead against Chhattisgarh. Thanks to that strike from Anna on the 36th minute, a mark from Angel Tawang's pass. Now this is the goal scorer. She's been impressive in the first 45 minutes for Arunachal Pradesh. And so at halftime is Chhattisgarh 0, Arunachal Pradesh 1. And so the first half stats, Arunachal Pradesh clearly dominating. 6 shots taken, 3 of them on target. Both the teams winning 3 corner kicks each, committing 2 fouls each as well. And so make sure you do not go anywhere. We will come back shortly. Till then, sit back and enjoy the highlights.
wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she looked better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget. Everything is so boring. Can't get up in the morning. I'm so sick of the mundane and routine. I'm gonna break without warning. I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down. Man, I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fate. And she looked better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget. I've gotta find a new purpose, something actually worth it. I wanna look in the mirror and like what I see. I'm sick of feeling so worthless. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm going off. I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. I just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I wanna play the game. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. Just need a win. I'm going off. I know it's time to make a change, and I can take the pain. You wanna sink or swim? I'm gonna go down swinging. Look deep within. I get lost in the feeling. Just need a win. I'm gonna find my meaning. I can make a change. I
And so, welcome back. You are watching the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship, and we are live from the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium in Guwahati. The match is streamed live on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. We are getting ready to begin the second half. Just a reminder, it's ended 1-0 in favor of Arunachal Pradesh the first 45 minutes, with the goal from Anna breaking the deadlock on the 35th minute mark. That was a wonderful through pass from Angel Tawang, finished by the number 7, created by the number 10, and those two combining once again for Arunachal Pradesh. Talking about Chhattisgarh, nothing so far from them in terms of creativity. They just pegged back and absorbed the pressure. Now, an arduous 45-minute lie ahead of them. Will they come out of their shell and try and show something positive? At least try and show some signs going forward. It's been a pretty dry game from them in terms of creating opportunities. Just having numbers back behind the ball and protecting their goal. I'm expecting that pattern to change in the second half. Then we are underway. Chhattisgarh will be operating from the right to left of your screen in the second half, and Arunachal Pradesh in blue will be operating from the left to right. Trying to build up from behind Chhattisgarh. That's much better from the team in blue, from the team in yellow. That takes a tumble and referee says play on. Given away to Bindu near the center circle. The ball didn't quite carry to Ripika Koram on the far left. Just forcing Geeta to play it quick. There is a player closing in very quickly. Getting a lot of distance on the clearance this time around. There's an attempted flick on. Now Lali tried to play in the number 7, Anna. Back to Anna. She's got Angel ahead of her. She's quickly hustled off the ball. Crowded out by 3 yellow shirt. She will get one more go at it. A nice interception from Jyoti. There she is. And upon her is Payal Kawasi. We've had a quick goal in the second half in the previous game. Just one scoring opportunity, and Arunachal made that particular chance count. They are very, very clinical in front of goal, and both the sides now have scored 7 goals each in this competition. The rub of the green not going Chhattisgarh's way. They probably got off the wrong side of the bed. This is the number 4, Payal. Trying to string few passes together. Arunachal Pradesh. Scrappy in midfield. Gianni playing to her option on the right. Both the midfielders staying close to each other. Was in a rich vein of form during the pre-season friendlies. Yumlam Lali for Arunachal Pradesh in their build-up. to this particular tournament. She will look to continue with her rich form this evening as well. Now poked forward. This has opened up once again for Arunachal Pradesh, trying to shift onto her right and create that shooting angle. She might still get one. Finally, it's cleared. Looking to get the move going. It's Nana joining on the overlap. Loose pass. Back in again. Bounced off the defender. She's been held up quite comfortably. The ball just getting stuck between her legs. Still managing to find a blue shirt. It's a very cheap giveaway. And this could hurt Arunachal as Chhattisgarh is away. And the number 17 from a sharp angle. Oh! And the goalkeeper gets enough on the ball. Comes out, narrows the angle. And gets enough on it in the end. The first clear-cut chance for Chhattisgarh in this game. Falling to the number 17, Bindu Telem. The goal was up there for the taking. Just couldn't capitalize. And eventually it was Tamo Kunia with a very crucial save to keep her side into this game. More of that is required from Chhattisgarh in this game. The first 5 minutes have started brightly for them. Now the second half. Looking on intently is keeper Bharat. And now with pace is Angel Tayang. She was looking for her strike partner Rana. Not finding him. The loose ball falls for Marmi. The call is for the keeper Amina Kashyap. Onto it very quickly. Making that high interception. Winning the ball in a very promising area. The pass was completely wayward. Once again, here comes Arunachal Pradesh. The pressure mounting on Chhattisgarh defense. Manmi with a misplaced pass this time. No nonsense type clearance. Well seen there by Yaro. A good piece of defending by the number 3. Lali. And now getting the better of Jyoti. And Lali, she is on the march. Finding the number 7 into a lot of space. Anna. Joining forces in attack. Here comes Arunachal Pradesh. This time down the middle. Gianni. And the clearance falls into the feet of Anna again. And now finally Chhattisgarh can breathe a sigh of relief. Or just slightly behind. Angel, both Angel and Anna with equal number of goals. And both the sides like to score in the second half. This was Arunachal's third goal, in fact, in the first half. And four of them have come in the second. A number equal to that of Chhattisgarh as well. And no settling signs so far from the team in yellow. It seems like they're running out of options, they're running out of sorts. It looks very, very disjointed. Try to lay it back for her support on the right. Well seen there. It's been a one-way traffic so far this game. Bindu Telem should have checked, make that chance count. Just she went on an angle which favored the goalkeeper. Just going wider than she should have liked while taking that attempt. I think the targeting the second post would have been a better option if she went low and hard into the far corner. But those decision makings in front of goal ultimately makes a huge difference in the game. And Anna is offside. Left it very cleverly and now slipping it through for Angel. And Angel could have a clear run here. Now the defender stepping in and disturbs her enough. And it's out for a goal kick. A wonderful challenge from Pinky Kashyap. Excellent work from the number 9. Desperate defending from Yaro. Quick to react. Saw a couple of shirts in yellow on rushing. And very quickly putting it into touch for a throw-in. Throw-in taken long. Hint of an handball. Free kick in favor of Arunachal Pradesh. Inside their own half. Deep inside their own half rather. Maros puts it out of play. That was quite disappointing from the number 14, appearing with Yaro in the heart of Arunachal defense. This game is still not out of Chhattisgarh's reach. 1-0, never a safe scoreline in football. Oh, misjudging the flight of the ball. Keeper was called into action and gets down on time. Tamo Kunia. And almost a chaos in Arunachal defense. Judgment has been an issue, not only for these two teams but also for Bihar and Manipur as well. We saw that in the opening game of the day. Manipur's opening goal was via a misjudgment from a Bihar defender, Niba. She completely misjudged the bounce and committed herself early. And that free space left behind was exploited by Babita Devi. That is how Manipur took the lead. Nicked off her heels this time by Ripika Koram. A lot of expectations on her young shoulders. Still about half an hour remaining in this game. It remains to be 1-0 in favor of Arunachal Pradesh. Shouts of handball not given. Got to put this one out very quickly, and Nana does so. I keep reminding our viewers, the third and the fourth semi-final are coming up tomorrow. We'll begin with the game between Bengal and Haryana 9 a.m. followed by the match between Kerala and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. That is going to be the last quarter-final before we decide which four teams qualify for the semi-final. Bihar is the first one, of course, to book their slot. Will Arunachal be the second team? Oh, the goalkeeper missing it completely. Chance to shoot. A couple of deflections and out for another corner. A big mistake from Tamo Kunia. And almost butterfingers from Tamo. Just couldn't quite catch it. She spilled it rather. And almost into a part of a blue or yellow shirt inside the box. Just her defenders bailing her out. The danger is still lurking though for Arunachal. Might be a pullback. Finding a yellow shirt surrounded by blue ones. Back into the mixer. Just went too far ahead of. A couple of mouth-watering fixtures coming up tomorrow as well. The third quarter-final. The title favourites Bengal will be taking on Haryana at 9 a.m. 3 p.m. is the fourth quarter-final between Kerala and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. The newbies qualifying into the knockout stage. We've had Bengal versus Kerala in the final of the Santosh Trophy. Will there be a repetition of the same in the Hero Junior Women's National Football Championship as well? If that happens, it's going to be Goliath versus Goliath. Two massive giants of the sport, Bengal and Kerala. And when the fixtures were made, those two teams was almost enlisted by the Indian football fans. They're sure to play at the knockouts. An injury to the number 11, Gunjan, slightly wincing in pain, and getting a helping hand from today's referee, Mahi Tudu. And apart from tribal players, lots of tribal match officials as well coming up into the ranks. We saw tribal players in the likes of Dular Marandi performing well in the Hero Indian Women's League for SSB, aside from Shiliguri. And not just her, quite a lot of names. Recent friendlies for India. Pyari Kaka scoring against USA, even though India lost the game of 4-1, but it's always good to score against teams higher than you in terms of skill. Always good to score against higher ranked teams ahead to you in ranking as well. It always boosts your confidence as a player. And when you score goals for the clubs, it's good. But when you score for the national team, it adds a different perspective to who you are as a player, who you are as a person. Pyari Kaka mentioned that she's just looking to keep her feet grounded, trying to stay humble and calm. Those are the two words used by her. And she quite actively works on that as well. Arunachal Pradesh, they've got 24 minutes to defend to stay relevant in the title race, along with Bihar. Now, we've had 5 venues during the group stage: the Nehru Stadium, the Sai Ground in Paltan Bazaar, the LNIP ground in Sonapur, with all the matches from quarter-final onwards to be played at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium, historic stadium, which also hosted the Hero ISL matches. And with the Indian football season getting ready to go back to its traditional home and away format from the coming year, the coming season onwards. And that is what I'm hearing. The I League and the ISL to be played in the normal home and away format. That is always good news for the football fans. Arunachal looking to double their money. Laid back, might be a chance to shoot. The number 9 still keeps going. Committing a foul. Talking about the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium, this is a one-tier multi-purpose stadium located in Luckra, Guwahati, Assam. Only a limited number of seats in the main stands. However, the bucket seats are now installed for the rest of the stands, and that was done during the Under-17 FIFA World Cup 4 years ago. The stadium pays tribute to the late Indira Gandhi, who was the third Prime Minister of India. And the international friendly between India and Malaysia was played at the stadium back on 13th November 2011. On 12th March 2015, India played against Nepal for the 2018 World Cup qualifier. I remember this particular venue also hosting the 2018 World Cup qualifier game between India and Oman. And the stadium was also the main venues of the 2016 South Asian Games, which was held in both Guwahati and Shillong. Also hosted the Federation Cup once back in 2016, where Naizol FC losing to Mohan Bagan in the final. Arunachal looking to pour down the left. Almost charging with pace was Angel. She was stopped on her tracks. Gianni trying to assess the environment but cannot pick out the right pass. Battle for the ball now. Arunachal have it back. Poked forward. A give and go working out. Taking a touch and going down Angel. And nothing given against her. We're game just lacking in pace, maybe. Fresh legs will be injected. Add more pace, creativity in the final. Both the managers getting their cards ready for the last quarter of the game, and we saw a complete turnaround from Bihar in the last quarter, scoring the equalizer and also the winner. And so far, Chhattisgarh, they've been pretty tight in defense. And apart from that one mistake, for which they were punished by Arunachal. A very clever turn by the number 11, first time bowling. A powerful header from Pinky Kashyap, only as far as Gianni. Now into the near right, Gianni. She has got Anna ahead of her. And no pace on that pass, easily picked up by the Chhattisgarh defense. Lali from the right hand side. Lali twisting and turning. The ball sent in towards Anna. Well watched by Kashyap there. Very alert. Chhattisgarh defenders. In the last quarter, maybe they will look to go all out, fire on all cylinders, and try and grab the equalizer. A clever leap from Anna towards Angel. Chhattisgarh defenders reading the intention of the number 7. This is much better from Arunachal. Once again, those three combining. A shot from the edge of the 6-yard box. Comes off an yellow shirt. Got to try and increase the pace there. The Arunachali defenders falling back. They organized quite quickly. The pace was lacking while triggering that counter, which allowed the Arunachali defenders to fall back and reorganize the defense. Very poor pass. Slightly too long that pass for Anna. Great piece of goalkeeping then from Meena Kashyap. Just leaving her mark at the right time and putting it out of danger. And so on to the second drinks break of this game between Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh, and it's 1-0 in favor of Arunachal. Thanks to that first half strike from Anna, proving to be the difference between the two teams. Slightly overcast conditions, expecting another spell of rain here. This was the goal, scored on the 36th minute mark by Anna, by the virtue of which Arunachal Pradesh they are leading 1-0 against Chhattisgarh. Quality ball played forward by Angel Tayang. The instruction from the benches to hold up play, take time on the ball. That has been the problem to the way Chhattisgarh plays, not allowing much time on the ball. The players in yellow shirt releasing it just too soon. You can see in this case, had the time to hold the ball up and pick out a pass, just moving it on too quickly. Arunachal have been excellent with their one-touch passes, with those one-touch build-ups. Prime among them was Anna. She's got the freedom to drift out wide and combine with the fullbacks and the wingers. Play those one-touch moves. This is good. The number 17 once again from a similar kind of area. She's not learned her mistake. Almost an action replay of that earlier chance, falling for Bindu Telam. And a similar kind of attempt from the number 17. We expected something different this time around. Maybe could have squared it towards Arpita. Jyoti Yadav feels the best players are on the pitch for Chhattisgarh already. Nothing much to offer from the players coming off the bench. And 9 shots taken by Arunachal Pradesh, 4 by Chhattisgarh. But those two missed opportunities will be playing on the back of her mind. Another wonderful through ball. And now on the charge, holds up play Turns back and goes infield. Cleared away by the defender. She was perfectly placed, Pingshiki Kashyap. Putting it right on the money. Angel. And on to that two pass very quickly. At this time, Gianni is sliding it in. And for the number 10. The last 10 minutes then on of this game. Chhattisgarh still trailing. They have a lot to play for. It is a knockout stage. A loss here means they will be knocked out of the competition. And Arunachal will progress to the to the semi-finals. Will be the second team after Bihar and to progress to the semi-finals. And Bengal and Kerala will be waiting to join them tomorrow. But Haryana can be a hard nut to crack. Chipping the ball into space. Angel brought down by Geeta. And nothing given by the referee. Now upon her. Pressure from Marmi. Sees it. Chhattisgarh goes long. Comfortable for Meros. And now Chhattisgarh showing some signs in the dying minutes of the game. Arunachal now will be slightly defensive now and rely on counter by keeping more numbers near the defending third. As you can see, midfielders joining from behind into attack. Gianni, she is dropping deep. Another promising build-up from the right-hand side. Ball in towards the number 7. Cleared away by Jyoti. With that all-important touch. Stopping the ball from going towards the number 7. Jyoti making that interception before it could reach Anna. And corner kick for Arunachal Pradesh. With about 7 minutes remaining on the clock. Looking to slow things down by a few important seconds. The ball is delivered. Outswing floater. Whistle has gone from the referee. Place which is known as the land of the rising sun is shining brightly despite overcast conditions here at the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium. Arunachal Pradesh, they got to hold on to that lead and try and maintain that discipline at the back. And now suddenly into space is Sakshi. Ball played inside. And Pinky was interested. Tamo Kunia grabs hold of it. Corner for Arunachal. Angel plays it short. They will look to buy some time here. Anna and Angel once again getting the return from the number 7 and delivering it. Collected by Meena Kashyap. A quick release from the goalkeeper. Somehow managing to adjust the header. It reads the bounce well. That was Nana, the right full back. It's almost as if Chhattisgarh giving up on the chase. Shoulders dropping. Always a negative sign. You've got to keep fighting hard until the final whistle. And that is what the coaches say. That is what drilled into the mindset of the players as well. During the grassroots level programs, while you are in the academy. No positive signs so far from Chhattisgarh in terms of moving the ball forward quickly. Or rather, they're slowing it down. And almost as if they have accepted the result here. Challenging Geeta in a one-on-one. Geeta wins it against Angel. And all those long ball technique won't work in real life. It becomes quite comfortable for the defenders because you're facing towards the ball when it comes from behind high balls. The defenders are facing towards the ball and the attackers are facing uh, their back to the ball. You've got to thread through passes and try and put the long balls in front of the attackers. And that would help them to make those direct arrowing runs towards goal. Very strong defensive display from Arunachal Pradesh this evening here. Now she's got space to run into. Angel. She's got Anna waiting in the middle. Angel looking to take on Geeta. Geeta stood her ground. And now stepping in is Gianni. That pass was intercepted. A stray header. The last few minutes remaining for Chhattisgarh to try and salvage something from this particular encounter. Probably try and drag it into penalties. Time ticking away for the girls in yellow. Gianni. Rides off a couple of challenges beautifully and finds the number 10. Getting her foot in is Geeta. And now they can make something happen here, Chhattisgarh. Not quite. The left back Jyoti was charging in aggressively. Final minute of the regulation time then. It's going to be a stoppage time of around 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And no such big stoppages in this game. And Keeper Bharat knows it's all about getting his plannings in place for the last few minutes. Just trying to motivate his troops by barking out encouraging words. Such an animated character, Keeper Bharat, on the touchline as the covering defender, Maros. Additional time of 3 minutes. Still time for Chhattisgarh. Towards the left corner of the penalty area. That was Ripika. Can't get her cross in. The blue shirts quickly converging. Arunachal Pradesh then on the cusp of becoming the second team uh, from the Super 8 to qualify for the semi-finals. The only team from Northeast remaining in this competition. Mizoram and Manipur, they are eliminated already. Mizoram surprisingly failed to make beyond group stages in the same group with Chhattisgarh, Group B. Arunachal Pradesh will look to keep the trophy in Northeast itself. But tougher challenges awaits for them in the semi-final. A minute and a half remaining on the clock. It's been given as a handball and free kick for Chhattisgarh. As she will look to pump this one straight inside the penalty area. Now we are into the last minute of the game. Chhattisgarh will look to get numbers inside the box, and Pinky Kashyap not getting the elevation on that free kick. She's got one more chance to rectify her error. This time going short, runs away from an yellow shirt. And the countdown begins. The Arunachal technical bench. And you can see Keeper Bharat. He is screaming from the technical area. Just asking his players to maintain the shape, to stay organized. Only last 5 seconds. It's gonna be a full-time whistle any moment. And that particular goal kick will be the last piece of action of this game. And that's the full-time whistle. And so, after Bihar, Arunachal Pradesh becomes the second team to qualify for the semi-finals. It's a massive result for Arunachal Pradesh, their first entry into the top 4, getting the better of Chhattisgarh by a solitary goal. He was on a strike eventually, proving to be the difference maker between these two teams. So at full time, it's Chhattisgarh 0, Arunachal Pradesh 1. Becomes the second team to qualify for the semi-final. These are the full-time stats then. A 60-14 ball possession. The result ending in Arunachal's favour rightfully. 10 shots taken, 5 on target. Not much of a difference in terms of corner kicks. 6 fouls committed by Arunachal Pradesh. 2 offsides as well. So that's it from the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium for the day. We will come back tomorrow on the usual time. Do not forget to join us. Goodbye.